Hi everyone, welcome to the premiere edition of Aaron's Acting Corner. This is going to be a series of videos where I'm going to be sharing stories and anecdotes about myself and people that I know from my 50-year experience of working in the acting field. Yes, I'm that old, and that's how long I've been doing this. This is in advance of my online discussion group for actors that I'm going to be starting in 2026, but more about that next month. This first story is going to be about one of my most embarrassing audition experiences. We've all had them, and this is the best one I could come up with. So I used to get calls from this casting agent in New Mexico who used to call me for random auditions, mainly because his name was also Aaron, and he thought that was really funny. So the audition that he called me for was for a cowboy part in a Western, a kind of John Wayne character. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm really more of the kind of goofy Steve Martin type from the 1970s than I am John Wayne. So I looked at the sides and I was like, oh boy, I'm in trouble when I got to the audition. So when I did the take, it was kind of like a bad acting example from one of those industrials that you see in school or when you're training for a certain job. If you remember the scene from La Cage aux Folles in the 1970s, where this older gay man's partner is trying to act like tough, even though he's really effeminate, and his partner said, "You really seem like Miss John Wayne." Well, that was me, but I think it was even worse because I wasn't even that funny. In fact, if I had gotten up and farted in front of the camera, it would have been a better audition than the one I gave. So when I did the first take, I was as stiff as a board because I was so nervous and didn't know what I was doing. And the director said, "Hey, can you loosen it up a bit?" So I tried, and it made it even worse. The most embarrassing thing is that there's a recording of this audition somewhere in the world that I don't have access to.